Hello, welcome. Welcome. This is the global community for adults who are healing CPTSD. My name is Athena, and we have all been coming here together for about 10 years now. We share what works, what has been working for us in our healing journey. We also share what hasn't been working for us in our healing journey. What we've been doing over the last couple of years, we have a time of some breath work together. We also have a meditation written by Morgan Harper Nichols. Her artwork is what you see up on the screen. And we also have a compassionate healing strategy written by Dr. Ariel Schwartz. And a Loving the Self affirmation written by Lisa A. Romano. What I've been doing over the past couple months is bringing a quote from Young Pueblo's most recent book titled The Way Forward. And I believe I brought my quote with me today. Let me make sure that I have that. I do. Okay. And we usually have a theme every week. So this week's theme is welcoming rest. Welcoming rest. And our journal prompt for this week is, what does welcoming rest look like for you? That's going to look different for you than it would for me. There are 7 billion different ways that we can heal. No two healing journeys are going to be the same. Yours is unique to you. And wherever you find yourself on your journey today of healing CPTSD, I just want to pause with my hand on my heart. I honor you. I honor your journey. I honor your process. I have such compassion for wherever you find yourself today, knowing that your lived experience has brought you to this place. Yours. I fully receive and acknowledge your lived experience. Every feeling you have related to your healing journey, which is different than 7 billion others, every feeling you have is valid. And although all of us have a different path and a different journey, and we experience things differently, the one thing you will always feel here with us is that you are seen and you are heard. You are valued and understood. We all have a felt sense of empathy for where you find yourself today and for all the things you've lived through, because so many of us have lived through similar. Repeated relational trauma, while it is unique to you, there is a shared experience that each of us have, and I'm so very grateful and honored to be healing right beside you. So welcome, a warm welcome to you. I want to pause and say hello to everyone who's here this week. Before we get started, hello, warm welcome to you, John Harvey and Ninja Taco. So good to see you, Recovery Buddy. So great to be here with you. A warm welcome to you, Jeffrey Sherman, Kate, Mary, Craig, Dolly, Mandy J and Lil J, Joe, AJ, Midnight Blue, and hello to anyone else I haven't greeted by name. Each of you who are here, so glad to be here with you. So very grateful to be here beside you. So before we get started, I just want to pause. I want to invite you to get very comfortable. This time is for you alone, for you to be able to breathe slowly and to regulate your nervous system. Sometimes when we are in the midst of our healing journey, we can feel very dysregulated, or like we are going really, 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 really fast. I can only speak for myself, but that's definitely been me lately. I've had a lot going on. So this is your invitation to slow down and to take a slow breath. I'm sitting in one of my favorite workspaces. I have my feet out in front of me so that I can get a nice big stretch. I have a glass of water nearby. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So let us get into either a sitting position that is very comfortable, or if you prefer, you can lie down. You can lie down. Allow yourself to be as comfortable as possible. Let's clench the hands really, really tight as we get started. And release our hands, spreading our fingers wide. Wiggling our fingers, rotating our wrists. Let's reach our hands up above the head, remembering to breathe. Rotating our wrists, opening and closing the hands, gently moving the fingers. Reach our hands down, touch the back of the neck, right where the neck, the base of the neck touches the top of our spinal cord. Right there. Remembering to breathe, turn your head all the way to the left, as far as it can go. Relaxing the neck, turning the neck all the way to the right, allowing our hands to come down into a relaxed position by our side, turning our neck all the way to the right. Allowing the neck to just relax, remembering to breathe slowly. Lifting the arms all the way back up to the sky or the ceiling. Stretching them tall. Remembering to breathe and wiggle the fingers. An all over body stretch. one last time, pressing our chin all the way down into our chest. Remembering to breathe. And releasing, allowing the arms to relax and taking one last slow breath together. Well done. Let's do our meditation first. Again, our theme this week is welcoming rest. What does welcoming rest look like for you? If it feels safe to share in the chat box, I warmly welcome you to think about our journal prompt. In the title section of our video, what does welcoming rest look like for you? John Harvey, Ninja Taco. Jeffrey Sherman. How about you, Kate? Or Mary? Or Craig? Or Dolly? What does welcoming rest look like for you? Mandy J, Lil J, or Joe, or AJ? How about you, Midnight Blue? How about you, This Be Me? What does welcoming rest look like for you? And we may not be able to welcome rest all the time, but sometimes, even if it's just once a week, sometimes we can intentionally pause. So if we were able to intentionally pause to rest, what would welcoming rest look like for you? Morgan says, it's never too early or too late to celebrate the good change that may have happened in your life. And this is true no matter how small it is. It may not always be easy to notice on the surface level, but when we go deeper, we might be able to begin discovering that there is so much that is happening here as we move through each day, each week, each month, each year. For example, we might have realized that we need more rest, even if we haven't been able to rest as much as we want. Admitting this has been a big step for us. We might have started making time for something important to us. We might have thought about what kinds of friends we do or do not want in our lives. We may have noticed that someone in our life is more special than we had first thought. We might have given ourselves more time to think about how we are healing without worrying that it makes sense to everyone else. And it's okay if some things are hard to explain. You might have paused and understood how important it is to have supportive people in your life, and have tried to spend more time with them because it makes a big difference. The progress you are making matters, no matter what stage you're in. So here's to remembering we are all allowed to be at different places right now. Some of us are finally seeing new things bloom exactly how we always hoped they would, while others of us are grieving and seeking peace amidst our losses. Many of us are also holding the tension of joy and sorrow and hope and weariness. And even though our stories are different from one another, we all have this in common. We are all learning how to breathe through this. One inhale and one exhale at a time. We each came into this season not knowing what tomorrow would bring. But in 7 billion different ways, we are making the brave decision to keep trusting, to keep going. And in times like this, that means everything. So on those days where we feel like our progress has slowed, and we start to wonder if we will ever be enough, may we remember that a few hundred nights ago, we were not sure how we would make it here. And yet, here we are. We are learning to pace ourselves through this. We are learning to keep traveling through this, hour by hour and day by day. What does welcoming rest look like? For me, welcoming rest looks like pausing between all of my appointments and meetings. And allowing myself to breathe and to rest, even if it's just for a few minutes. With my hand on my heart, I hope the same for you. I truly hope that you are able to pause and breathe John Harvey says, welcoming rest, letting go of BS and saying, screw it. There is a certain restfulness to that. We're not gonna stress on it. We're just gonna let it go. Thank you for sharing, John Harvey. Ninja Taco says, welcoming rest looks like locked door, cozy in bed with plushies, and a long video essay. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Ninja Taco. Midnight Blue says, I have to pace a lot. Yeah, I do too, Midnight Blue. I really do. And sometimes I forget that I have to pace. And then I catch myself. And I realize, what in the world was I thinking? But you know what, Midnight Blue? When I reached out and I checked with one of my mentors, and I was like, why did I do that? I know better. I know I need to pace myself. Why would I do that? He said, but here you are, like you recognized it. Like you might not have recognized it in the moment, but you're aware of it. Not so long ago, we weren't really aware. At least I wasn't aware that I would need to pace myself and slow down. And yeah, thank you for sharing, Midnight Blue. Craig says, welcoming rest looks like no resistance, no fear. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Craig. We're offering you safe hugs. So grateful so many of you feel safe using your voice. Mary says, for me, welcoming rest looks like being able to slow down and let go of thoughts and feelings and just be. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Mary. That really lands for me. I resonate deeply with your words. Yes, John Harvey, of course. We can't forget welcoming rest along with a slice of chocolate cake. I concur. Thank you, kind sir. I warmly receive your chocolate cake. This Be Me says, welcoming rest for me looks like blessed silence. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. I've really come to value silence a lot. Yeah, Midnight Blue is relating and agreeing with you, Mary. And you, John. And Kate agrees, John. I think we all would like a piece of chocolate cake. Hopefully you brought some extra for everyone. For Mary, for Kate, for Midnight Blue, for me. Well, hello, Jennifer. So good to see you as always. Jennifer says, welcoming rest looks like taking care of my important needs, and taking care of my mental, emotional, and physical needs. It is important for me to reflect on my life. Yes, Absolutely, yes. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Jennifer. This Be Me says that welcoming rest looks like guilt-free self-care. Yes. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing this, Be Me. Thank you to you, Jennifer. Thank you to each of you who shared. Absolutely. Guilt-free self-care. Oops, my chat box moved really, really, really fast. I don't know where I left off. I lost it all. Oh, there we go. Mandy J and Lil J says, I require a lot of rest. I watch ASMR videos. They let my mind rest because I constantly have stressful racing thoughts. Also, I do not function well when I miss sleep. I need 8 hours. Yeah. I am resonating with that. Absolutely, yes. 8 hours is a blissful, beautiful thing. And I don't function well when I don't get restful sleep. I don't know about you, Mandy J, Lil J, but the number of hours is just as important as the level of restfulness that I physically experience, like waking up refreshed. One can compensate for the other, for sure. For instance, occasionally I can take a little nap and wake up feeling very, very refreshed, like middle of the day. And occasionally I can rest for extra long, like overnight. And even if I wake up a few times, if I had extra hours, then that would compensate for the lack of restful sleep. But I really need both. You know, I really need both. Yeah. Playing in the forest, carefree. That sounds lovely. Yes. John says, I'm only profound on Mondays, and the rest of the week I am just lost. Dolly got to eat chocolate cake today. Yum. John made cakes for everyone. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We deserve it. That's all I have to say. We deserve it. Mandy J and Lil J says, yellow cake with chocolate frosting is the best cake, obviously. Yes. Kate says, I could give an answer, but I would be lying. I do nothing to rest. Well, I do. This beautiful group. Oh, my hand is on my heart. Kate, thank you so much. My deepest hope is that you will be able to walk away from this beautiful group and feel that you got to just take a breath of rest. Yeah. Warm welcome to you, Carla. Yes, this Be Me will take 3 cakes to go in a bag, John. Carla says, where is the free link? Oh, I guess I don't know. I guess I'm not sure. This is the free link. You've landed on it. We're here. It's free. We're on the YouTubes. And we are here every week. Almost every week. Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern. we come together. Oh, perhaps you were looking for the free cake. Well, it's emoji cake, so it's calorie free. So we are going to, since we did our meditation and we did our breath work, we're going to have our quote from Young Pueblo. Here it is. This is our quote from Young Pueblo's most recent book titled The Way Forward, and this is from page 60. And Young Pueblo says, I believe he's referring to us here, just saying. He says, people who are willing to grow emit an attractive vibe. Even if you are just starting on your journey, being comfortable with moving beyond old limits gives off a special energy that calls in other emotionally mature people. I love that. We are working toward surrounding ourselves with emotionally mature people. Which means not only do they know how to identify their own emotions, they're also able to regulate their own emotions. And this is important for us to know because we get to and we deserve to experience and enjoy relationships that are nourishing and peaceful, where others are not only aware of their own emotions, but able to regulate them. Because when that is a possibility, there's a higher likelihood that they will be able to witness us compassionately, to fully acknowledge us for our own lived experience, separate from theirs. And since they know how to identify their emotions and regulate them, there's a higher likelihood that they'll be able to validate our feelings. And given everything that we just said about them, they're able to identify their emotions, regulate their emotions, compassionately witness us in our lived experience, separate from theirs, validate our feelings. Guess what? This means there's a higher likelihood that there will be a felt sense of empathy. And that is what we deserve. Yeah. We deserve that. John Harvey says, the great thing about emoji cake is that you can eat all you want and never gain any weight. Exactly. Exactly. Aw, This Be Me says, thanks y'all for seeing me. I feel so invisible everywhere else. You know what, This Be Me? We see you. We see you. We honor you. We honor your journey. We honor your process. We're grateful for your presence. And we're so glad you're here. You are seen, heard, and valued each time you come here. We're always so glad to see you. Yeah, Kate says, we all see you this BB. Yeah. And Craig is offering hugs. I warmly receive your hugs, Craig. And I send them right back to each of you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for just being you. Absolutely. You're so welcome. We are here with you, beside you. So Dr. Ariel is helping us this week with learning to have and develop dual awareness. And what we learn when we have dual awareness is that it expands our window of tolerance, which is just a fancy way of saying we increase our distress tolerance, which is another fancy way of saying that we are able to feel fully present and at ease more often. And I don't know about you, but while healing my CPTSD, I need to feel fully present rather than dissociated, and I need to feel at ease versus anxious. So whatever presentation you currently have of CPTSD, whether you have the depressive presentation, where you're swimming through quicksand and you struggle to get out of bed in the morning and you want to hide under the bed covers and you just struggle with doing everyday tasks, that's the depressive presentation of CPTSD. Or if you're in a place where you're experiencing the anxious presentation of CPTSD, where you feel on edge and hypervigilant and you're trying to predict the future and you're on guard. Whichever one you're experiencing right now, this next compassionate healing strategy is going to help us to feel more present, more at peace, more at ease, less anxious, and less depressed. We're able to feel present. Yes, Dolly says, I have both. Me too. Welcome to CPTSD, right? It's the gift that keeps on giving in the ways that we really don't want it to. Just when it's like whack-a-mole. It's like when you go to the arcade and you have the little mallet and you're trying to whack all the little groundhogs that are coming out of the little moles that are coming up out of the little holes. And once you hit one of them, another one pops out. That's what CPTSD is like. One day you're feeling super duper anxious and you whack it. And then the next day you're like swimming through quicksand and you're feeling super depressed. Yes, it is the crappy gift that you don't want. It's exactly what it is. So wherever you find yourself, this next healing strategy from Dr. Ariel Schwartz, this is from her book titled A Practical Guide to Complex PTSD, Compassionate Strategies to Begin Healing from Childhood Trauma. This is called Developing Dual Awareness, and this will help us to expand our window of tolerance. We'll be able to tolerate the anxious presentation and the depressive presentation in ways that don't throw us out of whack, that don't cause us to stay stuck on or stuck off. If we're looking at polyvagal theory, stuck on is the anxious presentation of CPTSD, and stuck off is the depressive presentation of CPTSD. Well, here in this, developing dual awareness, this helps us with both. So this is from page 96 of Dr. Ariel Schwartz's book, A Practical Guide to Complex PTSD. And here we go. She says, dual awareness strategies are used. One second. My sweet neighbor, she has a friend that has a new puppy. There we go. Sorry about that. Sweetest little puppy. Okay, so Dr. Ariel says, dual awareness strategies are used by both EMDR therapy and somatic psychology as a tool for safely working through traumatic memories. These strategies involve paying attention to cues that remind you that you are safe in the here and now, while you are simultaneously reflecting upon a challenging memory from the past. So if you tend to have dissociative symptoms, dual awareness is an essential skill that can reduce any overwhelming feelings when you are thinking about childhood memories. So for us to develop dual awareness, we're going to alternate attention between our awareness of the present moment and our awareness of a difficult moment from the past. It is wise for us to only discuss our most distressing childhood wounds with a supportive trauma-informed therapist. However, we can start building this skill of dual awareness by beginning the practice with relatively benign, recent, stressful events or things that are not too dysregulating. We can start slowly by committing to this for just a few minutes while we're here together. Okay? That way, it's not a big commitment. We'll practice this together. So let us begin this practice. Let's find a place like we did at the beginning of our time together today, where we feel very relaxed. We're able to glance around. We're able to notice some safety cues. We're able to breathe slowly and feel at ease. Let us take a moment and look around our space and notice any cues that help us feel relaxed and calm. Like when we were talking about welcoming rest. Next, let's think of a recent time that was somewhat stressful for us. Notice the sensation in your body and the emotions you feel. Pay attention to any differences in how you're breathing or any changes that you make in your posture. And then after a few moments, put aside the stressful memory and let's bring our awareness back to our surroundings. Let's take a slow breath together. And release any distress. Let us focus our attention on the here and now until we feel relaxed and calm. Now, once we're able to feel relaxed and calm again, let's mindfully alternate our attention between the recent stressful memory and our safety cues. Recent stressful memory, safety cues. And as we complete this practice, let's check in with the body. Let's make note of any shift that we might be noticing in our ability to reflect upon the recent stressful moment while also being able to return to a sense of ease and calm. And this might not happen the first time, and that's okay. It's okay if it doesn't happen the first time you explore this strategy. But we are warmly welcomed by Dr. Ariel to revisit this practice and increase the length of time we spend exploring the dual awareness. And over time, we may notice that it gets easier to return to a sense of safety during a stressful moment in our lives. So, for me, my recent stressful moment is that I had a flood where water was leaking through the light fixtures in one of the rooms in my apartment. And it was very, very, very stressful because there was a gigantic bubble of water that was trapped in the paint coming down, and the paint was separating from the ceiling like a 3-foot round bubble. And then it was dripping water down the wall, disintegrating the drywall, dissolving the wall beneath it. And whatever was going on upstairs was leaking down through the light fixtures. And so I panicked a little bit because I thought, oh my goodness, water, electricity. I looked down, my feet were in water, and I thought, oh my goodness, like what if I get electrocuted? This is not good. So then I had to go find like a maintenance person because it was after hours. It was at 5 in the morning. And so then I was able to schedule someone to come in to take a look at it. They had to rip out part of the ceiling, part of the wall, drill holes in the wall. And it was an entire month-long process of workers, dehumidifiers, all kinds of, trying to, we won't be answering that door because we're working right now. We'll have to answer the door when I'm done here. But it was an entire month-long process of the dehumidifier and making sure there was no mold in the wall, and workers coming in and out of my apartment and ripping out the wall and doing drywall and painting and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So now, fast forward a month, here I am, and as of this coming Thursday, I'll finally have my apartment back to myself. And all of the stress will hopefully be done. So for me, when I was alternating between a recent stressful memory and peace and ease, my stressful memory was what it felt like to have all of this construction going on in my apartment. And the peace and ease are looking around, knowing that in just a few days, I'll have my workspace and my home space back to normal. My apartment complex is paying for professional cleaners to come in, and I'm very, very, very grateful. So what about you? Were you able to glance at a recent stressful memory and then glance around the room and find some reminders of something that brings you peace and ease? You know? It's a compassionate healing strategy that we can practice whenever we want. And if it starts to work for us, then great. And if it doesn't, you can go back to any of the videos that look similar to this one, and you can find a compassionate healing strategy that does work for you. Okay? So we'll end our time together with our Loving the Self affirmation written by Lisa A. Romano. And Lisa says, oftentimes we do not have a sense of what healthy love looks or feels like, because somewhere along the way we learned to believe that love was about enabling or denying or people-pleasing, or about anger or rescuing or playing the victim or becoming the hero. We may flop our way through life, somehow recreating these situations and scenarios that reinforce these old, unconscious, faulty belief systems about love that we learned in childhood. And this is not our fault. Today, I understand that love is supposed to feel good. So, until I learn how to make myself feel good, and until I can learn how to feel comfortable in my own skin, I really cannot truly love anyone else. I am learning to love the inner being that I am. I am worthy. I am good. I am enough, just as I am. I am a work in progress, and that is enough for now. And remember, if the affirmations don't land well for you in your nervous system, move the words around until they feel better. I really encourage you to make it your own. So let's turn this into a question and see if it lands better for us. Are you ready? So what if today I could understand that love is supposed to feel good? What if today I could learn how to make myself feel good? I am open to learning how to feel comfortable in my own skin. Because what if I really cannot love anyone else until I'm able to love me? What if today I could learn to love the inner being that I am? What if today I could truly feel worthy and good and enough, just as I am? I am open to the idea that I am a work in progress. And for today, that is enough. Just move the words around until they feel like they resonate with you. Okay? Until it feels safe for you. So I will be back here with you next Monday and every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And in between now and then, let me see if I can find the link. Well, there's a link in the description section of this video, up in the pinned comment, and other places too. I just can't find it right now. But we also have a space away from social media. There are 700 of us. 700 of us. Where we are all healing together in a place where we feel safer. So I'm sending you lots of love, lots of gentle care. And between now and next Monday, please be extra kind, patient, and gentle with yourself, because you're worth it. And if I don't see you over in the community between now and next Monday, I'll see you next Monday. Good night, everyone.